I think there's a problem with Insta, and I'm not able to connect with Dr. Simi. I think there's a glitch with Insta.
Yeah, there was some issue. I think, but it's back now.
Yeah. Now we are back. Let's start. Good
Yeah.
morning and a very warm welcome. As we celebrate Women's Day today, I want to begin with a favorite quote from Michelle Obama. She says, we need to do a better job of putting ourselves higher on our to-do list. And isn't it true? So in today's session, we shall dive deep exactly into that. With me is Dr. Simi Roy Mishra. She is a doctor, mindset coach, and author and speaker. She helps women from all walks of life find the glitch in the matrix they are caught in and move them from awareness to action to lead life with clarity. Welcome, Dr. Simi. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you, Saroj, for inviting me. It's wonderful to connect with you on an Insta Live.
Same here. As women, we wear many hats. Those of a mother, a professional, a daughter, and a homemaker. Yet, in the long list of responsibilities, we mostly forget ourselves. What are your views about the matter? Why do you think work-life balance matters?
I think traditionally we have been trained into because when we first started somehow what do you say dabbling with some equality, we saw that the word equality meant that women got a chance to work outside their own home, that is not only just managing home but doing a profession or any career of their choice.
Right.
But in that bargain, what people forgot was it didn't mean that they will also carry the entire responsibility of the household on their shoulders, or the traditional child raising and being responsible for everybody else in the household. That never
Yeah.
shifted. So while the equality came in terms of work, the women were made to feel that when they did both, they were actually divine and celebrated, called as multitaskers, and all these wonderful labels, terms like all rounder, she
Yeah.
can manage home, she can manage work. Nobody realized that actually women were getting sacrificed bit by bit because it does take a toll on health. I mean, when was the last time you actually heard, women getting retired properly? Retire. Like the men say that we have retired. Even after retirement, women are still dabbling multiple roles. And that is why this work-life balance is never ever in existence truly. So, it is the only way out, is to undo all that bias that is there, undo all that conditioning that is there, and accepting the fact that if a woman has to focus on her health as much as a man does, first of all, we have to accept that she cannot be doing everything every day all her life.
She can't be expected to be a superwoman. That's absolutely true. And this in turn affects her productivity, it affects her relationships and her health, and also the career satisfaction which is associated. I think we have lost Dr. Simi again. So, uh, so what are your views? I would like the audience to put in your views and your questions into the chat box as we get reconnected with Dr. Simi here. I will try to ask Dr. Simi to join again. Please hold. So a few days back, I posted a poll on LinkedIn asking people what they found was the biggest problem they faced, or what was the biggest challenge they had. So, in that poll, Simi is not able to join. So, in the poll on LinkedIn, I two things came out, and I got a very good response there. We found that people voted for self care as a biggest challenge. To find time for self care is the biggest challenge, which was seen in around 32% of the people. Whereas finding work life balance was another challenge most people voted for. So today, as we speak about Women's Day, I would like to remind everyone that we need to focus ourselves on our well-being, on our self-care. Only when we are fit can we take care of our family. So this is the right way how if we are healthy, then only our families can get the most of our love, attention, and our compassion. So I think Dr. Simi is trying to join, and so that was the result of the poll I conducted. Again, we have lost her. Hi, Oswald. So, so as we spoke earlier about the quote by Michelle Obama, wherein she says that we need to do a better job of putting ourselves higher on our to-do list. So I believe all of you would agree with that. And what is the thing you are doing to put yourself on your to-do list? Do let me know in your comments, in the comments now, so that if there's any issue, we can discuss it right away. Simi is having an issue joining. Accept. And so the next question, I would just recap to our audience what we just discussed. We spoke about why work-life balance is important in today's world. Work-life balance affects productivity of a person, the relationships are affected, and also there are health issues which occur. So, and it also affects the career satisfaction of a person. So these are the issues which can be handled by proper work-life balance. And Megha has to say, to maintain work-life balance, what steps do you suggest companies and employers should employ to ensure that the women workforce continue in their roles even after marriage and after having a child? Okay, I will get back to your question, Megha. I'm just trying to get Simi to join. She's having issue with, she accepts. Send her invite again, but she's already invited. Try again, Dr. Simi. Join directly. Um, Megha has raised a very, very significant point there. In fact, I have written a few details on myself on LinkedIn about this. I feel Simi has also suggested here that giving maternity break is most important. And yeah, that is there. But then when you get back to work again, there are issues wherein, you cannot maintain the uh, childcare events. So what happens here is, I feel the employer needs to make provisions for childcare. There should be facility for a creche or a childcare center close by, or if possible in the vicinity of the working area. Then they, if possible, the employers should be staying close by, so the at least the woman can travel home early. It's the working, the travel time is reduced. So these are a few things which I think the employers need to consider. If that is done, then the people who are taking leave for especially staying at home for childcare also will decrease, and it will help increase the productivity also. Simi is not able to join. Okay. So, coming to women, um, how can women cultivate work-life harmony? So, in this uh, question, there are a few things which we need to understand. Firstly, is establishing boundaries, where we need to, give ourselves. Uh, yeah, Simbi, what you're saying is absolutely right. Giving childcare in close vicinity, or even if possible in the premises itself. Health insurance as pregnancy takes toll. Right, rightly said. Health insurance is also required, and I feel it should extend to the newborn also. Right. Uh, I'm sending you invites, but I'm not able to see you joining. Uh, Yeah, more care and medical support. Right. I feel, every employer should have a doctor in the premises. That is very important. I think most of the companies are having it, but the other sectors are not having that facility for their employees. So I think a healthcare unit in the should be planned in all uh, employment areas. Okay, Simi plans to join us from the chat. Okay, so I would like you all also to put in your comments as we go ahead with the discussion. How do you think women can cultivate work-life harmony? So I feel one of that is setting boundaries. You should have defined yourself in terms of hours of work. Means, you will, this much time will be allotted for work, or this much time will be allotted for your personal activities. So these are the issues. This is one thing how you can work on work life balance. Other thing is prioritizing self care. As women, we tend to neglect our self care a lot. Self care we think is a luxury. Actually, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. It is only when you take care of yourself that you can care for other people, as I mentioned earlier. So, how is it that you can recharge yourself, or what do you mean by self care? Self care can be, reading or exercise or meditation, which will improve, which will improve your health, or which will rejuvenate you and it'll refresh your mind and make you active to uh, do your day to day activities. So, and bring mental clarity to you. And these events can be even a small 15 minutes of meditation or 15 minutes of walk in the nature or any activity which you love. Some people love going to the spa. So, that also can be part of uh, your self-care activity. And Simi says here that harmony comes from asking help. Definitely, sharing the responsibility of the family amongst the people around who are in the home is plays a very important role in work-life balance. You have to understand that you cannot do it all, and you should not be shy off from asking help. Asking help is important, And only when you ask help, the people will know that you are not able to manage, and they will provide you with the support. Otherwise, we are expected to be super powerful and do all the stuff which is not practically possible. Mega says, I think having a community of women who support one another, whether it's maternity care, emotional support, or anything else. Yes, this is a very good initiative. And I think there are communities out there which are there to support women, but having a close knit group definitely helps. You can help have a small group of your friends or people who share the same ideas, and where you can discuss freely about your emotional issues, your care, maternity care, and all these issues. This is a very good way of communicating as well as relaxing your mind and getting relieved of stress. Simi also says going to bed at the same time, right? Is keeping your keeping your boundaries well defined. You should not be extending your work hours to your personal time. Okay, sometimes it you cannot help it, but as far as possible, you try to keep those boundaries. And Simi says have a tribe. That's the same as goes for community building. And other thing is we need to learn to say no. No, we are just we become people pleasers many time, and we want to challenge ourselves, or we want to be able to do everything. We want to be a superwoman, but just remember it is taking a toll on yourself. We need to learn to say no. We need to avoid responsibilities which are taking a toll on our head. So this is what we should also focus on when we are talking about work life responsibilities. Other thing is using technology. Technology has become a two-edged sword in our lives. People have the tendency of checking it every few minutes, and before going to bed is the time when we scroll our social media the most. But giving 30 minutes of rest before going to bed, 30 minutes, you should not be having any uh, social media activities. In fact, it's better if you do a little bit of meditation or reflection, or even writing your journal, or putting down some gratitude points. These are the things which you should do before going to bed, 15 minutes before going to bed, where you maintain a journal and you write why, what you are grateful for, or whatever the day's events, what went good, what went bad. These things will help you relieve your stress also, and it will help you get a good night's sleep also. Yes, Simi also agrees. No is as important as yes. Right, rightly said. Uh, Coming to the next issue, how do we protect our mental, emotional, and physical health? Okay, yes, digital detox that we just talked about. So digital detox is very important. We need to see the screen time that we are using, and we need to daily keep an account of what we are going through. That is very well said, and we have to know what where we are, wasting our time actually. Even in social media, there are things which are helpful, which are not helpful also. So we need to see, prioritize what we are watching on social media and not get carried away by it. Then we need to have a flexible work options if possible. If you can work from home, or delegating, right, delegating task to others at home and office. This is also very important. Wherever possible, delegate. I'm supposed to come to it next. And as we already mentioned, building a support system is also important. And planning and prioritizing. This we need to do. Every morning when we get up, we need to think, what is it we need to get done today? You prioritize what you need to do. So this is one way wherein we can prioritize and decide what we need to do and go ahead with our lives. And Simi says emotional wellness comes from recognition of emotions, acknowledge them and seek help. Rightly said. We need to have a way to know our emotions. Uh, because unless we reflect on ourselves and we know what is going on within us, we will not be able to work on it. So, as rightly Simi has said, we need to work on ourselves to be effective. And only when we are effective can we try to manage many things and achieve a work life balance. Then we need to take care of our body through proper nutrition. We need to have a proper sleep and food and exercise. So this is the way which we need to keep our physical body healthy. we tend to ignore most of these things. Food, we try to eat leftovers. We try to avoid exercise because we are too tired to do it. Or sleep is the thing which we sleep late and are the first to get up in the morning and the last to go to sleep. So these are some issues which we have to address. See that we are giving enough rest to our physical body and also take care of our emotions. There is common tendency to ignore emotions, right? We tend to ignore and bottle up our emotions so much that one day we tend to go into suddenly there will be some explosive event and you will lose your mind, or you will be stressed out. So it is better to have a daily check on your emotion and keep a diary for it. It will be very helpful to you, so that something anything which is crossing your mind, you can journal it. That is a very good way to keep your mind stress free. So the next issue we want to address here is, how do we break free from the superwoman myth and thrive on our own terms? So, Dr. Simi, I'm trying to send you an invite again. Uh, so we need to prioritize quality over quantity. So we need to make sure that we are spending quality time with ourselves also. For 15 minutes of reflection, I think also setting a routine for yourself care, right, Megha? Setting a routine. So that's what you uh, you prioritize some ways wherein you can take care of yourself. So and also we need to spend some time on our hobbies, some time on our day-to-day work also. So at times we feel it is overwhelming, but actually if you plan it out well, it works out. Initially you may get overwhelmed, but slowly, as you get into the routine, it becomes a part of your day-to-day activity, and you do not feel stressed. In fact, it helps you relieve your stress much more. Then second thing is, we need to recognize and release any guilt. Many times women feel guilty for not prioritizing themselves. Because I remember when I started my course in meditation, I felt I had to leave my children home and go and attend the course. I felt, am I doing it right or not? But we need to get over this guilt, because only when we are fit or we are emotionally strong, then only we can go ahead with our lives and the lives of the other people around us. So that is the thing. We need to recognize and release guilt. Balance does not mean perfection. Some days may tilt on one side, but it's okay. Know that you, as a human, things will go up and down, but try to see that you do not lose yourself along the way. Yes, very rightly said, Mega. Morning walk, exercise, eating healthy or journaling. Yes, all of them is important. I cannot see you, Dr. Simi. Yes, I think there may be some internet issue at your end. Um, the other thing is reflect and adjust. So they say reflect, review, and realign your life. So reflect on day-to-day basis. See what has gone wrong, what you can improve in your life. Before you go to sleep, give your 5-10 minutes to this and reflect on what you need to do to achieve what you need. So reflect, and you see today what you have tried new and what has whether it worked or it has not worked. If it has not worked, how you can work or improve upon it. So review yourself daily and then realign, rework out what you want to do. So this is the way, trial and error, wherein slowly you will come to a point where you will get comfortable in the routine, and the routine which will not stress you out. Yes, stay healthy for yourself. Very well said, Dr. Simi. So we are almost closer to finishing any most of the discussions I had listed out. Anything you would all like to add? What's worked for me is to cut out toxic people from my life, and that helps me to be mentally healthy and less stressed. Mega, yes, this is what I mean by setting healthy boundaries. There's not everyone you can cut off, and there are many times wherein you need to live with those people. So here you have to set mental boundaries also. You know that this person is not going to be in my favor, or is not going to be for for me anytime. So mentally, you need to put a boundary there. Okay, that's it. So that is what exactly I meant by healthy boundaries. Thank you, Mega, for that information there. Toxic people are those not aligned to your values. Very rightly said, very well defined, Dr. Simi. And these people are the ones who usually tend to pull you down rather than push you in the right direction. So these are the people you need to avoid, even if they are your close family. Sometimes you need to set your emotional boundaries so that they do not affect your life. Knowing values and upholding them is very important. Yes, you have to know what are the values which are expected of you, and what you need to value most, so that you can uphold them. And you are the way through which your children are also learning. People are looking at you and people are looking towards you, and that is how you need to so when you are as a mother, if you are stressing yourself out, your children are learning that okay, a mother has to be like this. If you are prioritizing yourself and you are also getting the family members involved in your work, okay, that is what the next generation understands, that okay, housework is to be shared, responsibilities are to be shared. So what you do is not only about you, it is affecting every person who is in contact with you or who is staying with you and who knows you. So you never realized the one act which you are committing of even self care, or even handling the issues tactfully, is affecting many people, and in a silent way. Yes, very well said, Dr. Simi. So, so as I said, balance isn't about doing everything. It's about doing what matters most with grace and intention. You deserve a life where you are healthy, happiness and dreams thrive side by side. You should not be sacrificing your health or happiness or your dreams for something uh, which is you don't feel is comfortable. Mega says, what your child watches you doing is important. Yes, Simi, that is absolutely right. That they are the people who learn from us silently. We are imparting values to them through our day-to-day life. Vega says, I think we also need to focus on our life by setting goals for our own personal growth and happiness. It can be to take a solo trip or vacation. Wow, I like the way you said it, Vega. I absolutely agree with you. We need to be focusing on our personal growth and happiness. And a solo trip really entices me on a vacation. Very well said. And in all the grind, I realize there's so much we do not we ignore in our life. We have forgotten when was the last time we had been out with our friends. So